So today we're gonna add a garage door opener onto my motorcycle. That way I don't have to get off and open it, or don't have to carry it in my pocket, and that way I don't forget it. So what we're gonna do, my model specifically is a 2007 Honda VTX 1800. Saw a really nice clean way to install it on Facebook, and that's what I'm going to kind of copy. So just going to walk you through it. So right here on this side is your bezel. So if you're looking at it on the bike, it looks like this. You have your gas cap here and your speedometer right up here, and then your trip reset is usually right here, and this is usually not a hole. So what I'm going to do is add basically another trip reset button to this hole, so it looks identical to this one. And then I'm going to connect that, as you can see here, to my opener. So to do that, you just have to order these two parts from Honda. Really easy to do. I'll get the part numbers and put those in the description down below. Then you just need an opener that's programmed to your garage door. So the first thing we're going to have to do is open up this garage door opener to figure out where your switch goes to, so we can solder some wires onto the back of it. And if you follow the circuit board, I'll pull these wires that I've already soldered away. If you follow the circuit board, basically it's got 3 wires running to it. 1 running to the center, and then the 2 to the contacts on the outside here. So how I figured out which wires I needed to solder where, basically it's just a switch, so it doesn't matter positive or negative, just makes a contact. So the 2 on the left here, they don't have any wires on the circuit board running to them, so those aren't important. They're just to hold that switch into place. The 2 on the right here, where I've soldered the wires, are the ones that are important. If you want to check it before soldering them, basically just hold the wire on there and click the button. Of course, the battery has to be hooked up, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to figure it out. But if you follow the circuitry board, it's pretty easy to figure out what 2 terminals you need to solder to. And then basically just solder your wires on there for whatever switch you're using. Again, to make a clean install, I'm using this switch for the trip reset. And then you'll put it back together. When I put it back together, the garage door closer wouldn't close, so I had to cut a notch out for those wires to go out, so they'd close and look nice and neat. And then I'm going to put a piece of silicone there to seal so it doesn't get water in it, and then also cover up this hole here. So now this is the difficult part, since you have to measure really closely to get this hole correctly. It is a 5/8 hole. What I suggest you do is get a stepper bit like this. This is a 7/8 stepper bit. That way it cuts it nice and clean. You don't have any cracked plastic or anything. If you just use a 5/8 drill bit, you're probably going to crack the plastic, and then you're going to have to buy a whole new bezel. So basically what you want to do is just kind of what I did is measure between these 2 holes where it bolts down, and that's about a 1/6 inch. So it's 3 inches to the center, and so you measure from center over to the center of this hole, and center over to the center of this hole, and make a mark. And then I measured from this hole up just to get it to the correct location. And then I like to use a punch like this. Basically it just makes a nice little punch, and you don't need a hammer or nothing. Works really well to get your drill bit started. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the switch in this hole here. Just basically it needs to push in from the back side. Like so, and then you pull it back, and that rubber is what seals. And then you take your button here and you push this down in. You might have to push the switch up further and push the button in, and then pull the switch back. So there's what the finished product looks like. Now we're going to go put it back to the bike and see if it works. Okay, so we've got it back on the bike. As you can see, the garage door is open. If we go ahead and press that button, garage door closes, press it again, garage door starts to open up. So that works. Originally when I was doing this, I was kind of hoping to put the opener right up in there. However, that sits way too close to the tank. So my next idea was to put it right back there because there's a little gap there. But again, it was too big. So I had to go ahead and extend those wires. So those are the 2 gray wires. Basically run them underneath the tank and then back to underneath this cover. And there's the garage door opener right there. Really nice and easy, clean install. So looks good. Get you a good idea what it looks like on top of there. Just looks like another trip reset. So if you guys like the video, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching.